This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Can We Talk? I don't feel like singing today, my voice is a little sore. But yes, today we're about to get into it. It is the review of Insecure episode 8. We're in season 4, as you know. And y'all, I got my life. I'm so excited. Whew, okay, we all saw it. We saw the reunion of Issa and Lawrence. It ain't no more Issa Hive, Lawrence Hive. It is all us together as one, and I'm so happy, so needed. Black love, it was beautiful. So let's just get right into the episode. It starts at the top. Lawrence is at the bar, and it was so funny. He's checking his breath. We all done been there, do a little pop a mint in, gum in, so we can make sure we good when our date come. And Issa comes strolling in. Now, they kind of surprised me. They scared me a little bit because I was like, what if it's Condola walking in? I mean, even though we saw in the preview that he's going to link up with Issa, it could have been Condola too. We know she's not completely out of the picture. So Issa comes walking in looking cute. She got her little red jacket on. And then kerplunk right on her face. Fucking fell right on her face. I'm like, oh my gosh, Issa, like you could ruin a wet dream, like, ma'am. And then here's the thing, Lawrence is looking at her. He's so used to Issa being so clumsy that he like, you okay? She like, no, I'ma just stay here. Now I was just thinking, what man is gonna let their girl or their friend or any girl, woman that they know fall on the ground and they don't help her up? I thought that was a side out of Lawrence, but I get where they were going with the joke, but I was just like, that's not realistic. Like, my boyfriend would run to pick me up. Like, I probably wouldn't be able to hit the ground good enough before he over there catching me and holding me in his arms. But it was funny nonetheless. And then we got Issa and Lawrence at the bar. They're trying to talk. They're coming up on small talk. And Lawrence mentioned that he saw Molly at the airport. And Issa reveals, we ain't friends no more. Fuck that bitch. And he like, you want to talk about it? And she like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Fuck that hoe. We here tonight and let's stay in our moment. We ain't finna let this big head hoe ruin our stuff. So they're talking and it's too loud, and then people are bumping into them in the bar. I'm happy that Lawrence checked that guy who came in between them. Like, who does that? Like, literally, you get your ass beat doing something like that. Don't y'all try that in real life, because that's comedy. You will get beat down at the bar trying to interrupt and shoulder butt somebody. So they decide to leave, and the bartender, funny, he talking about something. Oh, y'all drinks are comped because you bust your ass earlier. Issa, girl, 2 left feet, 2 left knees, 2 left everything, girl. You just fell down. So good thing Lawrence love you, because that was the first date. That nigga would be like, this hoe can't walk. So then they're outside and they decide to go to a new restaurant. It's clear Issa had been there before with somebody, but who was it? Who we trying to figure out who she been there with. So they go to this restaurant, and Issa is showing Lawrence that, hey, I've classed up a little bit. I've changed. I'm not the same girl anymore. I'm not that same girl that you left crying for you in the dunes. So she's like ordering this new drink, and he like, okay. And then she allows, they go to the table, and Issa orders for them. Now, I think that turned Lawrence on. I think her taking control and saying, hey, no, Lawrence, don't you worry. You indecisive. I know what you want. I'm finna show you I still know what you like. Get the curry chicken. Get the cauliflower. Get the rice. Get the peas. Get the carrots. Oh, and Lawrence like his drinks on the rocks. Okay, get it for a waitress. And I think he was like, damn, bitch, you taking control. Who is this Issa? So that was a cute little scene. And then they're talking. And this was a really good part of the episode when they dig into what happened. Like, what went wrong. And, Lawrence reveals that he went to San Francisco. He was looking, interviewing for a job. And he finally tells her, because Issa's like, why are we here? What did you want to talk to me about? And he was like, I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't give up on us too soon. I didn't walk away so easy. And, he's been reflecting. We've been seeing that throughout the episodes. He's talking with his friend. I can't think of his name right now. The light-skinned guy who's so funny. I love him. And the guy his wife got back with him, his wife got back with him after he cheated. So it made Lawrence think about relationships and getting back and true love. And I think that made him really think, did he give up too soon with him and Issa? And I think also his fight and his relationship with Condola made him reflect too, when she threw it back in his face, like, you still like her, you still got feelings for her, and if she didn't cheat, you still would be with her. And so that made him think as well. And so we see, Lawrence is devastated, and they're replaying that conversation and they're talking about it, and Lawrence asks Issa why, like, why him, and she gets to explain, what she was thinking about at the time when she cheated with Daniel. He was the fine guy, the music producer, and that she was living with for a little bit in season 2 or 3. And Issa kind of goes into what her headspace was. And I really like that the writers allowed us to learn a little bit more about their relationship, because for the longest, all we saw was, Lawrence was depressed. He wasn't happy that whoop-de-whoop, his little app, didn't make it. Child, ain't nobody want that whoop-de-whoop whooped. It whooped right in the trash. And so we saw him depressed about that. We could tell, like, he forgot Issa's birthday, so he was looking like trash or whatever to us. So we didn't know, like, everything that was going on. And Issa revealed, like, he was so depressed. They weren't having sex. And she said she felt like he didn't want her. And Daniel provided that for her. Like, he was somebody who was familiar to her, like her old thing. I want that old thing back. Hey, and that'd be the bad thing. That'd be the bad timing for you to see people like that when you're going through in your relationship. And so Issa explaining to him, like, he wanted me and you didn't, and I felt like you didn't. And Issa also revealed that she used to drive around extra just so she didn't have to go home. Ain't that a bitch? Child, who ain't been there before? I've been there before. Child, please. I was sitting in the car 2 hours on the phone just trying to wait it out, not trying to go into a bad situation. Don't let me get triggered. But Issa is explaining this to Lawrence, and he like, man. And then she's like, I didn't know, like, this is how this guy made me feel. And then Lawrence reveals that he was depressed. He didn't know how to communicate that to her. He explains, like, seeing you go to work every day, it was doing something to his mental health, and he just shut down. And I think they finally got to have that closure and get more understanding on what that person was feeling. Because when someone cheats, you don't really get to go into all of that stuff. It hurts. It's messy. You ain't got time to be talking about what your feelings are and how you felt and what was the issue. And something that I love that Lawrence said was that you cheating allowed me to just make it seem like everything was on you. I didn't have to reflect and see my part in it. And so we see them having this really adult conversation, and I could really relate to that, especially as a millennial, because a lot of times we don't do that. We just say, it's over, fuck you, and I'm gone, and you screaming and you yelling, you throwing insults, but you never really get to the root of the why that thing happened. And so we see Issa and Lawrence, they're at dinner, they're having this conversation, and Issa gets up, she gotta pee, and she, that whiskey and Prosecco, whatever her little drink was, ran right through her. And while she's gone, who texts Lawrence messing up the night? Child, Condoleezza Rice, Condola, and that big fat cankaline braid wrapped around her head, child, messing up our night. So here she come, and Lawrence is texting back, and she's like in the text, hey, can we meet tonight? And he's like, well, I'm out right now. I'll see you later. And I'm like, damn, man. Like, why Lawrence finna see her later? I'm like, you hanging out with Issa. Why you want to see her later? And what I thought was that Lawrence probably got re-triggered, got re-upset about Issa cheating on him. And he probably was like, you know what? I'm going to end this night. Like, I thought he maybe was upset or started feeling salty or betrayed again. And so I was like, damn. So they leave the restaurant, and Issa's old boo, old slider, TSA bae come around the corner. All we hear is brat, brat, bat, bat, bat. And we like, I'm like, who the fuck is this asshole coming all loud? And we see his TSA bae. And I knew he wasn't going to have no class. I knew he was going to be so uncouth, because that's just his character. That's what they showed us from him. And so he comes in and he like, oh yeah, me and her used to get it in. I'm like, Who says this to somebody when you see them on a date and you on a date with a bitch and you saying that you just don't care? He with some girl named Mazda, and it was just a funny scene. I'm like, what's going on here? And Lawrence eating it all up. He like, yeah, who is this? And Issa like, no, let's not. And Issa and Lawrence like, yes, let's do it. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is hilarious. And so they're talking about, their little exchange. And he like, oh yeah, we finna go in there and eat. We about to eat too. And so they walk away, and Issa is like talking about Art Walk. And she's like, yeah, when the last time you been to Art Walk? And it's been a minute. And Lawrence like, yeah. And so he like, well, all right, I'll get up with you later, and walks away. And my heart sunk. I said, ooh, he's so ready to go to Condoleezza Rice ass so quick. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm like, how you gonna leave my dog hanging like that? You see Issa want to hang out. And what he do, y'all? Turned around like a young Billy D. Williams and said, you wait for my hand to fall off, girl. Let's go to this art walk. I was so happy. So they go see the art walk, and it's just beautifully shot. Oh my gosh, y'all. Didn't we really love the juxtaposition of them in front of that lit up screen? It was red and blue, and you see them looking at each other. And something that my boyfriend pointed out is like, it showed that they're different parts in life, like they're in different spaces, and it could have been a metaphor for them being a different place in life. And then he also pointed out that later on that screen was all blue, which could have been foreshadowing to show that they were now both on the same page. Hey, I don't know, Prentice Penny, y'all putting little nuggets in there, Easter eggs in there for us. So I like that. And so it was just beautifully shot. The episode was written by Natasha Rothwell, our favorite character. She plays Kelly on the show. It was directed by a woman named Eva, just done beautifully. The lighting, the mood, the music always on point on Insecure. But this episode really was a mood. Like, it really gave me that in the vein of, that Love Jones scene where you like Darius and Nina, they really like feeling each other. You see the, Love and Basketball. It was really giving me an ode to 90s, early 2000 black cinema. Like, I was living for it. And so Issa and Lawrence, they're walking through the art walk, looking at different artwork, and they're looking at paintings. And I found it interesting that they never revealed what that painting was. And I'm like, what was it? Was it a picture that reminded them of them two? Was it like a sex picture? Was it a marriage picture? Was it a family? Like, they never showed it to us. So I'm wondering if we're going to see it later on in the season. So they get in the Uber, and they have this crazy Uber driver who talking too much. And child, I know about them Uber drivers who talking too much. Like, really, like, shut it up, lady. I just want to ride home. I don't want to know about you and your life and why you driving an Uber right now. And so Issa trying to shut her up. Lawrence playing into it. It's funny. And then Lawrence plays along with it because the lady thinks they're a couple. And he's like, y'all bought her a ring and everything. And Issa looked, and she kind of knew that wasn't a joke. And she looked at him like, wait, really? And so they get to their house, and then Issa is hinting that she wants to see what the painting would look like in Lawrence's house. And she's clowning him, saying, you probably ain't got nothing in there but an air mattress or something like that. He like, nah, bitch, I stepped it up. I stepped my dick up. I ain't that same nigga from back in the day. Like, I'm good now. So he like, hold up, Uber driver, give her 5 minutes. I want her to come in this house. So you see Issa putting it out there like, hey, I want to come in. And then Lawrence at first was acting a little coy, like we wasn't sure he was going to let Issa come in. But when Issa came in, she looking at the house, and she like, damn, like, this ain't the same whoop-de-whoop nigga he used to be. He got it together. He got his place. He got our couch in here. This look nice. So she's seeing her like, dang, these the fruits of my labor. I molded you into a good man, a better man for somebody. And so they're in there talking, they reminiscing, and she, congratulating him on his place. And then Issa go to the bathroom. And now I was talking about this on my Facebook Live, and I was just like, Issa did that thing that women do. We all don't did it. Don't act bougie. You go to the bathroom and you go, check, to see if you're still fresh, because you want to get it in that night. You go and put a little baby wipe, hit your little spots to make sure you good to go. And so we all knew Issa was trying to peep around his house too to see with the other bedrooms, but she also was making sure that private area, that vagina was clean. So she's in the bathroom, and while she's in there, Lawrence makes a call to Condola, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, okay, I got company, but I'm going to come over after they leave. And I'm like, dang. And so I saw a meme on Twitter saying Issa was sitting next to the door like, "Ooh, bitch, I'm planning my time to come and ruin these plans tonight." And so she comes and she sees it. She's like, "Oh, that's Condola?" Like, he like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I want you to hear that." And I'm like, "Lawrence, you shouldn't even took the damn call while she was there." And so Issa was like, "I had a good time. And I don't want the night to end." And I was like, "Issa, you putting too much out there, girl. Like, don't do it. Don't do it." Like, I ain't want him to turn you down because Lawrence had been turning her down too much. And I didn't want that for her feelings. You know, she had been through too much. And so Lawrence is like, "You know what? I had a good time too." And she's like, "Well, I don't want you to leave. I don't want to leave." And then Lawrence say, "I don't want you to leave." And then she walk up to him and she kissed him. Oh my gosh, I was so happy. Y'all, I was holding my chest like this, like, "Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, 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 Hercules." I was so happy. And so it was a beautiful scene, and then they went and they did it. That was a steamy sex scene. And Issa wasn't even awkward in it. She was like full-blown Jada Pinkett, Vivica Fox sexiness. Like, she was riding it and skin look all milk chocolatey. Like, they was really like, That was a good scene, y'all. That was a hell of a scene. It was the insecure sex scenes that we like to see. And so they're in there, they're making love. They remembering the good times. You see, they kissing, it's passionate. They, I'm on you, you on me. I'm on you, you on me. It was just good. And so they laying down, and it's the next morning, and Issa like, "So you still going to San Francisco? Because I put it on you." And he like, "I don't know, man. You really did put it on me. It may make me stay." No, so they talking about that type of stuff. And then he's like, "Oh, Issa, I'll give you a ride home." And she's like, "No, I'm going to walk. I live around the corner from you." He's like, "You sure?" No, I'm going to take you," trying to be a gentleman. She's like, "No, you good. You stay there. I want to walk." So I'm like, "Girl, ain't no way in hell I'm walking after you don't fucking bent me over all night and made my back sore. I am not walking no way. You're taking me home." And so Issa pulls out this clothes from out of her purse. What them clothes came from? She didn't have that on her. And I don't think she bought that at the art walk. I ain't see that in the bag. So Issa has this mysterious new outfit on, and she's walking home. And I was like, what if that's Condola clothes that she left in the closet, and she wearing the girl clothes, and as she walking home, she run into Condola, and Condola like, "Bitch, why you got on my shirt? Where you was at Lawrence's house?" And it'd be a fight or something, but they didn't do that. And so Issa's walking home, and she's happy, and she's like, "Yeah, I got that dick." Hey, she's so happy, right? And we all done been after some good dick, after some good peen, you will skip everywhere you go. Nothing to get on your nerves. A bitch could step on your toe. "Excuse me for you stepping on my foot. I'm sorry that you stepped on my toe." Oh, somebody could bump you. "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm in a great mood. I'm sorry I was in your way." Nothing can ruin your mood when you get some good peen. And so we see Issa, she's skipping and she two-stepping. Now, she said she lived around the corner, but she hit 50 corners on us. Either she took the long way home, or she don't live around the corner, or maybe a mile is a different amount in LA than it is everywhere else. Because I'm like, bitch, you still, like, Issa's still walking to this day. She's still walking right now. That's how long that walk home from Lawrence's house was for her. And in heels, she probably got blisters, all type of corns and onions and bunions and curls all on her toes, walking home because the peen on made her mind go away. But anyways, it was a great episode. I loved it. Black love. We need to see that right now. Like, that was a great end to my weekend because it was such a heavy weekend with the protests and everything I'm seeing on the news. And I was happy to see Black love on display, and it just was a good place to be in. Now, for next week's episode, child, she calling Molly and all type of shit. I ain't finna get in that to trigger myself, but whatever, girl. Whatever. But we'll be back next week. Thank y'all for joining me for another episode of Can We Talk? Hey, reunited Issa and Lawrence got it on again. Hey. Hey. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to our YouTube page. Oh, join me on HighLowNews.com. That's my website, my blog site. Follow me on social media at HighLow News, or you can follow my personal page at Janae Tate. Everything's in the description box. And again, thank y'all for watching with me, and we'll see you next week on Can We Talk.